We're in the days leading up to the festival of the Passover, and the time is drawing near when Jesus will be betrayed and handed over to the authorities to be crucified. And Jesus gathers his disciples to share in one last meal together. And of course Jesus is already aware that one of those disciples will betray him. The mood then is far from celebratory. The atmosphere is somewhat sombre, and there's a feeling of boding in the air. Something awful is about to happen. The course of history about to be changed. And John tells us that Jesus uses this occasion to demonstrate something that would have shocked and astounded the disciples. Jesus gets up from the table where they're sharing a meal. He removes his outer robe and wraps a towel around himself. And you can imagine the disciples quietly whispering to one another, "What's he doing now?" And Jesus proceeds to wash each of their feet, drying them with the towel. Ordinarily, of course, it was the servant of the household who would have done that upon entering the building. Not the most pleasant of jobs. Dirty feet, dusty feet, with hard, callous skin, yellowing toenails and in need of trimming, cracked skin around the heel. No surprise really that most servants got the job done as quickly as they could. They didn't always make the best job of it. But with Jesus, it was different. He took his time. His touch gentle but firm, making sure that he washed the whole of the foot. And then every now and again, he would raise his head and make eye contact. And in this simple act, the recipient felt accepted, loved, whole. Peter, of course, didn't feel that this was right. How could his Lord and Master wash his feet? But of course, he succumbed and allowed it. When he'd finished washing their feet, Jesus got dressed and returned to his place at the table. "You come to know me as Lord and Master," says Jesus. "But you've also seen how I was prepared to wash your feet. You then must be prepared to do the same for one another. Servants are not greater than their master." During this past few weeks, we've seen how locally, nationally and internationally, ordinary people have carried out extraordinary acts of service for Ukrainian refugees who've had to flee their homes in the face of this terrible war that's taking place. Ordinary people have loaded vehicles with aid and set off many, many miles, the long journey across Europe to the borders of countries next door to Ukraine. Some staying on to transport families and individuals to new places of settlement. Whilst nearer home, others have registered to offer their homes for refugees. A wonderful and great example of serving others less fortunate than ourselves. We are all called to serve one another as Christ came to serve. But as Jesus demonstrated throughout his ministry, in that service we bring glory to God as we seek to build his kingdom here on earth.